Hey guys.
Hi.
And Pasto says hello too.
I feel like I should have looked up like some Taylor Swift quotes or something. I feel like I need to hold on. I'm gonna like look up a Taylor Swift quote to
We're
start us
ready
off.
to shake it off and get our thoughts out
Yeah,
on
right.
week's
Alfonso was so funny to
episode
me,
of
wasn't
Dancing
he?
with the Stars.
Throughout the whole night, he was making me laugh with all the different fun like song names he
One
was
of
talking about.
my really good friends, her name's Marcy, her and her daughter love Taylor Swift.
Do they? Oh,
So she was so excited for Dancing with the Stars because it was Taylor Swift night. So her and I were texting, and she hasn't been watching all the way across. So it was kind of fun just to see like her opinion on it.
yeah. Well, even Alfonso saying that it was the most votes that they have ever had
Hmm.
in a night yet. So Swifties, nice work. I mean, that's pretty
There
crazy.
was a whole article, and when we get to a certain person, I'll talk about the article that it's funny. Marcy actually sent it to me because she knows that we do this. So she's like,
Yeah. Okay,
article.
cool. All right. So, quote for you, Taylor Swift. I really like this one as I'm looking through all these different quotes that she has said over time. And it says, I think fearless is having fears, but jumping anyway.
Love it.
I like that one. Oh, there's so many. Oh, here's one more good one. People haven't always been there for me, but music always has.
Truth.
That one I can relate to. I like that.
I would say music and dance for me.
Music and dance for sure. Good way to start us off. All right, so we have Taylor Swift night to talk about. Beautiful opening.
And Mandy Moore, who choreographed it. Like, oh, I love Mandy Moore. And like she was an
We were
amazing
saying that.
judge. And like I thought she was very positive throughout the whole night too.
Hmm.
But she is not a ballroom expert, but like her storytelling and just movement,
Yeah, she's great.
so
She's great.
good.
So it was beautiful watching two numbers choreographed by her through the night. So the
Mhm.
first one with the pros, and then the second one with the troupe that is going on and the pros that are going on tour. It was really fun. I loved opening this up with Val and Jenna and it kind of being like a little like love story homage to them. And that was really cool to see. So
It was fun because like the first number, okay, guys, like don't come at me. I'm so sorry. I am not a huge Swiftie. And it's not that I don't like Taylor Swift. I really like I do like her music. I just am not like a huge fan.
I'm not a Swiftie
Like,
either. I mean, I know
yeah.
songs, but I mean, I don't like buy her albums and listen to all of them.
Right. I don't know all the eras.
No,
But
I don't either. I don't
when
either.
they did the tour number, I really liked that like number and like I was like, I don't know this song. So
Oh yeah, that's one of my favorite songs. That's a
I
really good one.
I texted Marcy and I was like, is this a Taylor Swift song? And she's like, yes, style. And I was like, okay, but I loved it.
Yeah, that's a really good one. Definitely go listen to that song. It's a really fantastic. I mean, all the different songs that they picked, even some of them were songs I didn't even know. And I loved them all. It was really nice. It was kind of a nice homage to it. It was a nice like way to, if you don't know Taylor Swift music, as a way to kind of introduce you to it a little bit. So I thought the band did great with the songs that they did, and
The songs that I know of
cool.
Taylor, like I really like.
Yeah,
I just am not like one that knows every single song by heart.
yeah,
So,
me either.
but like I know like people who do love it. So, and
Yeah.
I think it was a nice way to open up Dancing with the Stars to a younger generation.
Yes,
And
I
I thought
totally
that
agree
was
with that.
actually a really smart decision because at first I was like, Taylor Swift doesn't really dance. So where is this coming? And then like I thought about it truly, and I think that generation really helped kind of pull them in. And I wouldn't be surprised if that's something they continue.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, it like I said, it just opens it up. So, all right, so jumping right in here. We started our first dance of the night with Sasha and Allison, who had a cha-cha. I put Sasha and cha-cha together. Uh, Sasha and Allison who had a cha-cha. What'd you think of this?
So I truly think Allison is the most improved. Like, this is what the show is about. Someone
Yes.
who doesn't have dance experience, who's really working hard, and like improving in her movements. Now, I will say the cha-cha was probably not her best style. Like, I was texting you and I said, like, I think Allison excels at more of the legato
Mhm.
movement. Now I don't think Allison and Sasha have had a rumba yet. And because of that, so like a rumba is a slower version kind of a cha-cha where they have some of the like similar walks and weight shifts, but just the cha-cha is faster. So she didn't have that base. And though a lot of times, sometimes you start with a cha-cha in like ballroom training, um it just it wasn't perfect technically. However, I do like that they said they want Sasha to challenge Allison a little bit more.
Yes, I really liked that comment as well, and I appreciated that comment because, she has worked so hard and she has come such a long way. She gives all of her effort and all of her energy. It definitely it felt a little stiff to me, but I mean, it was a really good effort, and it's definitely better. And like you said, she's improved so much. I totally agree with giving her a little bit more content. I think she can really handle it, and I'm excited to see them for another week going forward here. So
Yeah. Our next one then was Ariana and Pasha, and they had a rumba.
I thought this was so well done, so melodic, so beautiful.
I was really surprised that she hit nines. I
Me
I
too.
would have given it a perfect score
Totally agree.
personally. Um, like her hip movement was there, the transition, a lot of stuff with the rumba and cha-cha is it. I know they focus a lot in the rumba with the hip, the figure eight. The thing though with the rumba is it's all about, it's not so much the hips, it's the weight shift
Hmm.
with your walking and where you move. And unless you're standing still purposely doing the figure eight. But when you walk, that's, you also use your hips, but that's the weight shifting from one foot to the other and that transition. And if you don't have that, your hips won't move. If you
Hmm.
have it, your hips move automatically.
Right.
So for me, like Ariana had that. They had the body connection, they had the storytelling.
Hmm.
So I think like I just don't understand why it was all like nines.
Yeah, I don't either because I mean it was truly just beautiful. Like it fit the
Mhm.
song, it fit that theme. Um, yeah, I don't know. Good thing we get her for another week.
Yes.
Right? So we can continue to see her grow. And yeah, definitely has come a long way too. She's another one where
I think it would be like, okay, I know there's Sochi in there too, but I think it would be so much fun for like Pasha and Daniela to make it to like the top two
right?
because they're
Well, I
American.
think that they should. I'm rooting Jason and Daniela and Ariana and Pasha, and I love Sochi, um, and I
A
love
lot
Val,
of people
but
like Sochi. So I don't know, like with the votes.
it's
I definitely think those are our top three, no matter where they land
totally agree.
out. Like my mom wants Sochi. She likes Sochi and Vale.
Yeah,
And so
I
my
mean,
mom and I will watch Dancing with the Stars. Like this is our tradition every, it used to be Mondays, now it's Tuesdays. But but like, so it's just interesting in like how we all pick someone and like as we kind of watch them and root for them.
yeah, definitely, definitely. I mean, I've been rooting for Jason since day one because yeah,
So have I. So
his guitar as a music are just tied together. So
see, I didn't. like I knew who Jason Mraz was, but
I know.
like it's like Taylor Swift. Like I know some songs, but I don't know everything. But like I'm a fan of him on the show and just his musicality. Like, and obviously we'll get into that in the next
We're
number.
going to right now. Jason and Daniela with an Argentine tango. We're going right into it.
Oh my gosh, it was you.
Oh,
You couldn't tell who was the pro, who was the celebrity.
this was the routine that I pulled up to show my husband because I was like, dude, you have to watch this. This is amazing.
The thing though, for me, the only critique, and I texted it to you, is that I felt like he was nervous.
hmm
And we normally with Jason, we get the characterization in his face. And like I felt it from Daniela, that, sensual feeling, but like Jason,
I
I
think
don't
it's a
think he seemed,
nerve
and that's
thing.
what I think
Like,
it was. But normally we get the facial expression, but I think because he was nervous, he wanted to do well, and the week before wasn't his best week. So it was cool to then see him later in like the dance offs, because then I saw that confidence in his face better.
yes.
So that, like, I think it was more of a confidence thing.
Yeah, and I know that we talked about it was nice for Pasha to take the time to go in and kind of give him the male perspective of the
Mm-hmm.
Argentine tango. And and like I was telling you, I think kind of that confidence and that kind of okay of like this is sensual. This is something that is really awkward and feels really awkward, I'm sure, being that
Mm-hmm.
close to somebody and the body language that comes with it. And kind of almost like having Pasha there being like, it's all good. It's fine.
Yeah.
Just do it. Like I
I
think so many of our contestants really struggle with that.
I it's funny because I just literally, because I texted you, I was like, give me 10-15 minutes because I want to finish Cheryl Burke's podcast. She mentioned something and had a brilliant idea, because she's like, maybe not do this at the beginning, but after some of the pros are voted off, bring them in as a mentor. Or like, how we had the troop last year, like Alexis and
Mm-hmm.
Ezra, like this might be a great position for them. So if you are the female pro, you get the male mentor to come in and work with you, maybe not every rehearsal, but like at least once or twice a week, to show your celebrity like the male visualization, because it's so much like what a girl can say to a guy, like this is what I want you to look like, but
Right.
until they see it on like a body that they're they know how that works, they see it. Same thing opposite way, where the male pro is trying to teach the female, have that female pro or mentor come in to show what it needs to look like. And I think that
Yeah.
would help even the growth in the dancing so much in every single celebrity. And I think that's a brilliant idea.
Yeah, I mean, we saw it. We literally saw it with Pasha being in there with Jason
Mm-hmm.
and the difference that it's made. And we've seen it in the past with Jenna and Val.
Yeah.
That's another one that Jenna has gone in before and kind of showcased things. So I think it's a great idea. I think it would be really beneficial.
Across the board. And I think all the pros do that to some respect with each other to help each other
Right.
out. But just as a fair like playing ground, because you do have these couples, or you have, like, I know when Julianne, I don't know, this was like seasons ago, like in the first 5 seasons, before Derek was a pro, Julianne brought Derek in to show her partner how to move, and that's where we first saw Derek. And like, again, we don't have a brother or sister, you might not have a, what I mean, like partner that's another pro dancer. So having like someone like bringing in Alexis, or bringing in um
Any of them, Alan, or,
yeah, or like, or
yeah,
if you do it like say week 5 moving on, then you take those eliminated pros into it, like Coco and like those who were voted off earlier this season.
yeah,
So yeah.
I like it. I like it. All right, moving on. So then we had Harry and Riley with a Roomba.
Yep.
I mean, I was like, keep moving, keep the fluidity going. Especially the arm every time that there's that diagonal. It was like Riley's leg like kept going, and we just had an arm stop, and the arm was beautiful. Yay! But like, just keep it moving, keep it going.
Let's
Um,
let's just be honest. It's Harry, and
I know, but he
he
really,
should have been let go from this show and voted off about 3 weeks ago.
I know, but
And
it is what it is. And he was here for so long. He did try.
he did try,
Um,
and he did improve, and I
and he
appreciate
did.
that. The one thing too, like for him, again, they focused on his package with the hit. Again, I think if they focused on the weight transfer, that would have helped him as well.
Hmm.
Um,
So yeah, so we'll get to see him again on the final night, the finale night. But
so this was the article that was sent to me.
okay,
Apparently, I don't know, Harry like said something or tweeted something. I don't know. I didn't read the full article. I just read the headline about Taylor Swift. So Swifties like vowed to like vote him off. So it,
oh,
yeah, I don't know how true this was, but this was the article that was sent to me. Um, so it was just an interesting thing. Um, so I don't know again how true that was, but it's just, and then it was interesting that it happened that he was the one, if you
oh,
haven't watched it, that was voted off.
well, Swifties are very serious. So we love you, Swifties, but they're very serious. And so if that was the case, it would explain why there was an extreme amount of voting that
Mm-hmm.
happened.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it just goes to show you always have to watch what you say.
Again, though, I don't know how true it is. I didn't
Well, if
even
it's
look at
true,
the validity of the article. I was just, it got sent and I was like, oh, that's interesting. But like you said, something said, something implied, even, you got to be careful.
well, I will say that I did notice that when O'Reilly had mentioned that it was Taylor Swift night, he did make a little weird face. So I'm not going to doubt it. Always got to watch
Yep.
when cameras are rolling. Um, well, anyway, gave it a good run. That's all he can do. And, Riley for her first season, hey, she
Riley
moved
did
like a
amazing for
champ,
her first season, and
like a champ.
really, like I both you and I said, Harry improved. So
Yes.
I think Riley really working with him, and I also think Lindsay helped in that too, a little bit with
Yes.
guidance. Um, did an amazing job as a pro her first season, and I
Agreed.
think really build a fan base too. So I'm hoping that we see Riley. Like, I
Yeah.
think it's good to have a younger pro on there to kind of build again the younger fans and bring them into the show as well.
Yeah, definitely. So keep Riley in there. Love her. She was really awesome. All right, let's move on to Charity and Artem, who also had an Argentine tango.
Um, so here's my thing. It was beautifully technically. I get exactly what Carrie Ann and Mandy were saying here. There is an energy, or I think what it is her, she doesn't move with intention and doesn't necessarily tell the story. What I think is happening is she's like, okay, Artem told me to move like this, and this is how I have to move. And it's very almost robotic. So and I said, remember how last season, and if you go back and watch our vlogs, up to like a certain point, Gabby, who was with Val last season, I was like, there's still just that energy was missing. The energy is missing. It's the same thing here that's happening with Charity. And it's so funny though, because Gabby didn't have it for me for the longest time. And then once she found it, was great. Charity is inconsistent. She has
Yes.
it, she
Yes.
doesn't have it. She has it, she doesn't have it.
I
And
think
I
it's a style thing though. Like I really think it depends on the style of dances she's doing.
and
Um,
I know she's hearing what the judges are saying, but I don't think
yes.
she understands what the judges are saying to her because I don't think she understands because she's not an actress, so she's not
Mhm.
that characterization. So like and a lot of times the energy is just the breath control with the intent and like it's hard to explain until you personally can internally find that.
Yeah. And I think it's that, for me it's like it's a sharpness thing, and especially with the Argentine tango. Um, everything really needs to just be very like sharp and hit, and a lot of that was missing. You're right, it felt very kind of robotic. So, we'll see what next week brings. I'm definitely excited to see her a little longer. Because like you said, the inconsistency, there are some really great highs and there are some really lows. So
I think she'll be like I think it'll be her the top four, but then
totally agree.
after that, then I think what will happen is if I had to predict, Allison would be off next,
Yes.
followed by Charity, and then in your final three, you'd have Jason, um,
I
Ariana,
have Jason taking
and
the crown,
Sochi.
Ariana being in second, and Sochi being in third. That's
I see. I okay.
my
I
guess.
want Jason in first, like just how you said, but I think Sochi will come in second.
I think Sochi's
Ariana
got
comes third.
more, yeah, I think she's got more backing to her. I think she's
Mhm.
got more voters. Um, I don't know though. And I would love
Dance
to see
wise,
Kasha win. So I
tech,
don't know.
dance wise, and technicality and like movement wise, I think Ariana is the second best. But I think realistically, it's going to come Sochi before Ariana.
We shall see. There you
Mhm.
go, people. There's our vote. There's our guessing. So you can keep us in line here.
And I think Sochi has a good chance though to take it for
I
first
would
place
say,
too with Jason, but I don't know. I just like
I mean,
Jason.
I told you
I
that
want him to
really
be in first place.
from this point on, it is anybody's game. I mean,
The only one
realistically,
I don't see really taking it is Allison. The only thing that I could see with Allison is she truly is the most improved. So if people are voting for the realistic of no dance experience and the improvement of a celebrity, that's the possibility and the underdog would be Allison now. Because I think the thing I like too with Allison is she says she's not a dancer, but she doesn't focus on that. And she's just taking every single moment in for like greatness and whatever happens, she's
yeah,
just loving the experience. And I can appreciate that.
it really is. It's true. We shall see. All right, so then our last dance of the night before we went into our dance offs was Sochi and Val with a quick step.
This was not her best.
It wasn't her best, but I thought it was really fun. I thought it
It
was
was
just,
really cute for Taylor
it was so
Swift night.
swift. Like it was so Taylor
Yes.
Swift. It was
That's exactly what we were texting. I was like, this is perfect for Swift night.
Yeah, it was so Swift. It was so Taylor Swift, and it just felt so fun. I really truly liked it. Like I agree. I don't think it was the best, but I really enjoyed it. So
It was too bouncy
it was very bouncy.
for me. And like,
Bouncy.
you want it to be controlled on top so you don't see that like bounce, bounce, bounce. Um, but your feet are moving. But it was just technically, I think that's where some of it was off.
Hmm.
But otherwise it was just cute. It wasn't to me, it wasn't wow, but it was cute.
Yeah,
Does that make
yeah.
sense?
I would agree with that. I don't think it was at week 9 here in level, but cute, fun.
Mhm.
All right, so then we went into our 3 dance offs here. So we had Ariana versus Sochi with a Viennese waltz.
Can I say before we go into these, the
Uh-huh.
matchups were so much more even this week. Like it
Very.
was very fair and like a lot of them were actually challenging.
Yes.
There was one to me that was pretty obvious, but the other two were very hard.
Yes, really. I mean, it was a tough bet between, especially between Ariana and Sochi. Um,
You could have gone either way. Like, and I even texted you, like, either way. To me, in that dance, I just liked Sochi's movement. It
yeah.
was a little bit more free and like it didn't seem so rehearsed. So it felt like more present. And like I know that's such a minor thing to
No,
judge
it's a
on,
big thing, and especially in a Viennese waltz, it is a big thing.
but like because both of them were technically fantastic. So that's why it was such a hard thing. Like I just connected with Sochi more in that
Yeah,
routine. And
totally agree.
she won.
Yes. Yep. So that would have been my vote too, just for that reason, just because she seemed like it was less stress and it was just more beauty and it was more fluid and it was pure beauty. So yeah, so that was great. Then we moved on to Harry and Allison went up against each other with a jive.
And this
Obviously,
is
we said this was the one that was really no question.
Allison, and Allison won. Like, no, I actually thought though Harry had improvement in
I
his
agree.
practice the last time he did it. But
Yes.
like Allison's just so much better.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you knew that going into it, but I do totally agree that I do think that he certainly gave it a good shot. And yeah,
Yes.
so. And then our last matchup was Jason and Charity. What did they have? I can't remember.
Cha-cha.
The cha-cha. I
Yep.
couldn't remember. That's what I thought. Okay.
And
Um,
Jason just hit hard. Again, both were technically very, very well.
yes.
But Jason, I think, had the confidence. So not only did he have that technical piece that he had, but he also, you saw the characterization in this one.
For
Back.
sure.
So I think because he had the perfect score, he was like, I can do this. And so I think he was already on a high. And so like it just continued through that.
Yep.
Um, and to me, I think that was tricky is like we already saw Charity in that same practical like outfit the week before.
Right.
She went against Sochi. So
Hmm.
like it wasn't like a wow moment for
Right.
me.
Whereas last week I said that I felt that the pants
Mm-hmm.
were so eye catching that there was no chance of even watching Sochi because your
Right.
eyes were just drawn to the pants. But they were also dancing side by side. This one, it was one and then the other. And like I said, and I think by going first, Charity and Artem, they set a bar, but
No,
I don't
Charity
think it
didn't.
was
No, Jason and Danielle
no
went
other
first.
way around. Jason and Daniela set the bar so high, it was
Mm-hmm.
the other way around. Set it so high that there was no catching back up, even with
Right.
the pants.
Yes.
Even with the pants this week. It just there was, like I said, there was not too I didn't feel like there was as much of a comparison because Jason and Daniela just slayed. They just did so great with this.
I agree.
So anyway, well, we've got 2 weeks left. So next week we get into the semifinals.
Yep.
So we have 5 left, and then we'll see if our predictions are right.
I know. It's always fun. I
It
like
is
making
always fun.
predictions and like Kristen Burt a while ago used to like have like these envelopes and like before the season would start, like you'd pick your top three and then like figure out if those were where you predicted your top three or not. So even though like I don't do that like anymore, but like
I mean, we make predictions in the beginning. I
yeah,
mean,
exactly.
you do in a way. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
Yep.
It really can be anybody's game. So scores and, fighting for those top spots is going to be crucial right
Mm-hmm.
now. So, and, our top of the leaderboard has been fluctuating like crazy.
Yeah, like it's been
It's all over the
all over the
place.
place. certain
I
people
don't
get a
really,
perfect score one time, another one will get it another time. Like it's
yeah,
just,
I'm not sure if we've ever had a season that has fluctuated this much.
I don't know.
I don't think so. I mean, I feel like every season there's always one or two solid front runners,
Yeah.
and they're always, vying at the top. Um, but this time around, I mean, we're talking three solid contenders, four solid contenders that have
Mhm.
been each at the top or fluctuating between those top two spots.
Or
Um,
sometimes at the bottom, like Jason last week
or
was in
sometimes
the
at the
last two
bottom.
spots.
Like there has been no consistency. There's no solid front runner this season. And I really like that. I like that we go into this every week without kind of knowing what's coming.
Yeah.
Instead of thinking, wow, so and so is gonna be fantastic, because they're always fantastic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would agree. Well, guys, let us know
We'll
your
see.
predictions down below and tell us
Yeah, who do
what
you
you
think? Top three. Who do you think it's
think.
gonna be? Let's see. All
So,
right, everyone. Happy Thanksgiving.
yes, have a very happy Thanksgiving. Hope you eat a ton of food and lots of leftovers and go
Yeah,
and have fun and shop on Friday if you like that. Or if you're me, I'm going to go see Derek Huff.
there you go. Go see Derek in Waterloo.
Woo!
All right. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.